Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Week 7 predictions, our next video. And if you are curious of what music you just listened to, well, you'll get more towards the end. Of course you will. It is the intro to the Michigan fight song. And why are we playing that tonight? It's Michigan State Day, weekend, massacre, whatever you want to call it. I've already been pre-planning and I am ready for the game. Right now it's 6:50. The game starts in less than about 40 minutes, 45 minutes or so. Getting this video done out of the way, but I couldn't think of a better intro song to play than, of course, the Michigan fight song based on what's going to happen here in the matter of the next few hours. So if you're not a Michigan fan, sucks to be you. It's going to be a tough night, and I can't wait for this game to happen. But before then, of course, we're gonna get through our Week 7 predictions because, of course, once we get through that amazing game tonight, then tomorrow we get to jump into the NFL and our fantasy football team. So for you state fans, just know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. You can ignore college after tonight and then have fun and enjoy yourself with NFL tomorrow. And a great Lions game, I might say, that I am really looking forward to see actually really probably how good they are and matching up against a team that, honestly, I think will tell us a lot and how we're doing for the season. But anyways, let's jump into our predictions. So we will jump, let's see, back up here. We always leave mine to last, even though that one's just awful. I don't even want to look at that one anyways, but we'll jump to the next in line, and that is Clint versus Will. Two teams that are going in opposite directions, unfortunately. I know Will did, if I remember right, won last week. He definitely needed that, but Clint is just on a roll. If you look at the breakdown, I just don't see anywhere here that Will can score enough points to win. Clint's going to have the advantage in quarterback, in running back. He's got Eckler. Eckler's going to score some points. We guarantee he's going to outscore Mostert. And then just overall for running back, he's definitely going to have the advantage. Wide receiver, I say it's a toss-up between the two. And I'm putting that right now to be like even, but I mean, with that trade of Kelsey that Clint has already showing that it's going to be a 10-point difference, I think it's actually going to be more than that. This week, I'm giving the advantage to Clint. Continues the win streak, moves to 4-3, and unfortunately drops Will down to 2-5. Next in line, then we've got Josh versus Sean. And I know in our playoff predictions we said Sean was going to make it. Josh wasn't. Well, I looked at this week as being a big part of that, and I'm picking Sean to win this week. Why? I say quarterback is going to be a toss-up. As you can see, they're both predicted about the same amount of points, and it's Purdy versus Geno Smith. So I don't see anything stellar. I don't see either of those two scoring more than 20 points, but I think it's going to be pretty much even. And I know I've always said that Josh is going to always have that running back edge, right? Well, not this week. If it holds true to what Josh has for his lineup here, I mean, I think Josh is just hoping that, right, San Francisco scores 80 against Minnesota and that both running backs are going to have a chance to score a lot of points. But as of right now, like I just don't see it. I mean, I've always hated starting two running backs in the same team, and maybe he's going to change things up. Maybe that question mark, is going to change his mind when it comes to Monday and so for Josh. But if that's the case and he doesn't have McCaffrey, then he's definitely not going to have the advantage. But I give the running back advantage here to Sean, as with the wide receivers as well. I think Hill is going to score a good amount of points, and then the rest of them are going to be pretty close to each other. Even with the running backs, I completely forgot that Sean had Gibbs, who's probably going to get the bulk of the workload here. So all that being said, I mean, tight ends, I say, is also going to be a toss-up. I'm giving the win this week to Sean. Crazy. Sean, I mean, I don't know. Whatever you've happened to do with your team and how you're playing every week, you're getting my predictions. Predicted you to make the playoffs. I'm predicting you to win weeks, which at the beginning of the season, honestly, I never thought I would be at this point. But congrats, you get another win. You move to 4-3, and that drops Josh to 3-4. Next on our list, then, Jay versus Jeremy. And they've had some players play already. He's had Olave, who's 12.7, not stellar, but as of right now, looks like it's given him the advantage. For quarterback breakdown, I am giving that to Jay. He's got Lamar. I'm hoping he doesn't score 20, 21 points. I'm hoping the Lions shut him down some, but I think the fact that he can, the running touchdowns, all that possibility, I think gives Jay the advantage on here. But everything else, I'm giving to Jeremy. Running back, I'm saying Jeremy has the advantage. I mean, pretty close, but I think Robinson is going to be, the difference here. He will score more points than Jacob. Jacobs for wide receiver here, even though Olave's only had 12.7, but that's not terrible. I mean, some of us have also already had a wide receiver play, before Sunday even hits and not score 12.7 points, closer to 1 point. So we'll take it, right? 12 points. And Nakua with almost 15 points and so on. I'm giving that edge to Jeremy, along with the tight ends. I think, Mark Andrews has a decent day. Again, hoping the Lions shut down their offense, hoping they have to dink and dunk, do a lot of that short stuff. And, of course, that would then definitely favor Andrews in getting some extra catches. All that being said, I'm saying Jeremy's going to get the win this week. Just because he has the advantage in running back, wide receiver, and tight end. So that would move Jeremy to 2-5 and drop Jay down to 3-4. Next in our line, let's see, we've got Jake versus John. Jake at 4-2, John at 2-4. John really needs this win. Unfortunately, he's not going to get it. I'm saying that Mahomes is going to outscore Goff. I would love to be wrong about that, but typically we're always going to give the edge to John on Mahomes on this. But outside of that, I'm giving everything else to Jake. Running back wise, if you look, they seem to be pretty even based on projections and so on. But I actually think Taylor finally has a breakout game. I think, Cook, Warren, no, I don't think they're going to score up to projections on here. So I'm giving the edge to Jake for running back. Wide receiver, same thing. I mean, they're all pretty close. I think Evans actually has a phenomenal game this week. Smith, cleared now the injury listing and he's back. I just think Jake's also going to have the edge for wide receiver. And then same thing with tight end. I mean, it could be pretty close, but I just think that Jake will have the advantage by just a couple of points, exactly how it's predicted. So all that said and done, Jake gets the win. Jake moves to 5-2, and John drops to 2-5. Let's see, couple left. Now we have Adam and Dez, and this should be a phenomenal matchup. Anytime you have two teams versus each other, when their actual predictions are, 116 to 127, that just already tells you that you've got two good teams playing each other, two teams that I picked to be in the playoffs. I could see this being a playoff preview, honestly. For the breakdown, though, I'm giving the quarterback edge, of course, to Hurts. He's going to score more, I believe, than Sam Howell will. Running back, though, I'm giving that to Dez. He's already had his running backs play 22 and 29. It's going to be hard for Adam to really do anything with his running backs to compete with that. Wide receiver, though, I'm giving that edge to Adam. I mean, again, you got Adams, you got Kupp. I know Chase is on a bye week this week, but I still think he's going to have enough to be able to outscore Dez. And then tight end, I'm going to say, is a toss-up. Ingram scored 9.5. Kmet probably somewhere come close, and so on. So, again, all that being said, Adam had the quarterback and the wide receiver. Dez had running back, but I think he's just got too big of an edge with the points that he scored for running backs. He's exceeded both already. Already had 29 points for Kamara, 22, 23 for Etienne. It's just too much for Adam to overcome. So I'm giving this win this week to Dez, who moves to 4-3 and drops Adam down to 3-4. And then the last one on our list that honestly nobody cares about is myself versus Ian. And why I say that, because I think, unfortunately, it's going to be a massacre. Not excited about this at all. We both have had, you would think Ridley versus Kirk should be my advantage, right? Nope. It's already such a big disadvantage from scoring 19 compared to 1.5. That's already put me in a bad spot. I've had to pick up a, backup quarterback, so definitely I do not give the edge to quarterback to myself. I say running back is going to be a toss-up, just because we we both don't have stellar options. And Barkley, I just don't see it. I mean, Barkley would have to score 30, 35 for me to have a chance, and I don't see it. Wide receiver, even though that's the strength of my team, with Ridley already having such a bad game, I'm giving that edge to Ian. And then same thing with tight end. I could see them both close, but I do think Hawkinson is going to have a better game than Laporta will, or at least from a scoring aspect, probably have a couple of extra catches and be able to score more points. So overall, I'm losing, but I already knew that. I called that on the last video. That's going to drop me to 4-3, and that's going to give Ian a huge lead in this league at 6-1. So there you go, y'all. There's all 6 of our matchups. We've got Clint, Sean, Jeremy, Jake, Dez, and Ian all winning this week. Look forward to watching it all pan out tomorrow, and then, of course, Monday night as we watch NFL. But until then, let's enjoy that Michigan State game tonight, shall we? So all I've got to say, one final thing before we go, of course, and that is go blue. Have a good night, everyone.